Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Uninformed Fan. Let me figure out this right here. Booyah! Just like the Chicago Bears, we have figured out our issues, and we are here live. Jeffrey, good morning.
All your issues?
At least the ones that pertain to going live.
Man, the Bears are riding high right now.
You know, we got some issues. But we'll take it. We shall take it. Did you mute your mic? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We're good.
I got nervous.
Things going on downstairs. Okay. I'm trying
to
make sure that nobody hears a crying 2.5-year-old about to get his ass whooped. That's it.
Can you actually? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can. Well, we're live. It's been whoop a 2.5-year-old.
Do whatever but yeah, I mean, what do you mean?
Let's move on. Yes, it's been a hellacious morning here at the Uninformed Fan. Many technical issues to start the day. It's amazing, Jeffrey. We leave the program on Friday. Everything's working fine. We literally just come back Monday, turn the computers back on, and all hell breaks loose. What a day. What a morning. It was a shit morning for work for me. But you know what, Jeff? It was quite the surprise waking up this morning and see that I actually won fantasy football last night as well.
Congrats.
Thank you. Putting up 96 points and winning by 8. Got to feel good about that. Going into that night game, I believe I was up by 20 some points. And he had Jalen Hurts and Amon-Ra St. Brown going. No shot, right? I mean, no shot. I went to bed, woke up, and I'm like, wait a minute. Victory Monday all the way around, Jeff. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I mean, lots of losses this week. I think I went 0-3 in fantasy. Bucks lost. Magic lost. You know, what are you going to do? You know?
Well, you're just going to keep going, Jeff. That's all you can keep doing. Let's get into it. We got a quick show here today. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, you got to get out of here.
Stuff going on. Yeah, Let's get into it. So, as we talked about, the Chicago Bears do get it done in Minnesota. Bears 19, Minnesota 17. It was crazy. Obviously, me and Cousin Clay always talk during the games. And I literally said, I'm trying to bring it up here, right here. Where is it at? Don't know where it's at. Oh, right here at 3:23. Here comes the fourth quarter implosion. And right on cue, they run it back, score, blah, blah, blah. as somebody was holding the Bears minus 5.5 plus 350 ticket holder or 300, I think it was. It was looking juicy all game long, but you always knew the Bears were going to come back and find a way. I'll tell you this: they have to stop, bro. What do you?
Hey, Ribby, listen, you came to the right spot because I don't know if you just heard Tyson talking about his unit size and what he was betting on certain games, but I don't know if you also heard this, but he lost that bet as well too.
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking for here. What do you want? Financial advice? You want love advice? What do you want?
I get one text from Tyson yesterday before the game started, and he said, "Hey guys, anything we love on the 1 o'clock games? I really love the Chargers today."
That is not true. That is not true at all.
Nobody responded, and then at about 3:45, the follow up of FML or whatever you said. Was just poetic.
I said at 11:50
here and commenting though. We sincerely appreciate that for the algorithm. Make sure to
helping
give us
out the algo. Yeah, I said at 11:47 who we hammered for the 1 o'clock games. No response. So 3 minutes later says taking Chargers, don't like much though. Yeah, okay.
What's 40,000 rupees? Is that like 10 USD? What's the exchange rate on that exactly? Just out of curiosity.
That is curious. But yeah. Anyway, as we convert the rupees to dollars ratio, yeah, it was a shambles of a morning. But anyway, Bears,
it's starting off pretty well too, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, let's just keep it going. Bears try to give away another one. Obviously, some big plays once again. Okay, dude, I'm done. I am done. Back onto it. Luckily, we were going against JJ McCarthy. And JJ McCarthy, his Sam Darnold is, can we call it that? Sam Darnold isms. Yeah, gives us the game back. Justin Jefferson obviously upset. There was a lot of drop balls in this game, though. I will say that. A lot of drop balls in the game. At the end of the day, we wake up. Guess what, Bears fans? We are the kings of the North for now. For
500. Exchange rate is 88.572 at 88.572.
You can literally just go to Google and say how many rupees is US dollars for 40,000. Like you what are you doing?
I mean, I'm there actually. I'm literally on Yahoo right now. But for some reason, it's not letting me type it in. It's not letting me type it in. I don't know, dude. Whatever. I thought
40,000 rupees is $451.43.
$451.51.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't got it, man. I'm really sorry.
I definitely don't after this morning.
Times are tough over here. What market tanked today? What happened?
Nah, I just made bad trades. Bad trades.
It's like me making fantasy football decisions at certain points this year. Or, it's like JJ McCarthy stepping back to pass and throw a ball. Just a bad decision all around. I'm sure JJ might be successful in this league at some point. It doesn't seem like he's got it together right now.
I will say, I think it was second.
Like the one to Addison in the end zone was an incredible play by the DB, by the way. I thought that was a great ball, and I thought the DB made a hell of a play on it.
I didn't know. I didn't know about that. Apparently, his coach died. A coach that was on. I don't want to say Hard Knocks.
Yeah, he got shot.
Yeah, and that was his coach. That's why he kind of had a moment there at the end, where he was a little emotional.
Interesting. Great play by the DB though. It was
to your point, really, JJ had some good throws that were completely dropped. Yeah. And so did Caleb.
If we're gonna investigate some people, I need Jordan Addison on the fucking radar. Okay, that guy. What was he doing?
Big drops.
Huge drops, game-changing drops, over and over and over again. What was going on out there?
It was like the throws that JJ was supposed to make, he missed. The incredible throws that the receivers should have caught, he made, and the receivers dropped them.
I feel bad that we banned Ribby.
I don't feel bad at all, Jeff.
Revu.
He can make a new account and come back in.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I'm sure over there, he has that capabilities. Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, boys, after the Monday Night Football or the Sunday Night Football game, Bears sitting in first place. Now, I will say this, Bears fans, check your roll because the Bears have the third hardest schedule the rest of the way out.
Yeah, y'all aren't checking your roll though. Like y'all, this is everybody get your roll on time. You guys are the fucking big timers out there, just
Well, we
doing this.
might get one more week because it looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to be hurt, but we'll get into that a little bit. Yeah, another gutsy. I'll tell you this, Jeff. Caleb is growing on me. He's growing on me. He can't hit a deep ball worth of shit, but those 5 to 10 yards. But then I will say this.
He makes some
plays,
I will say
this.
Dude.
He makes some great plays, dude. A tremendous athlete. I will say this, though. As I was dogging Caleb Williams for the deep balls that he continued to miss, and there was a few of them. He had Rome. He had DJ. Of course, DJ Moore with another huge drop. Almost dropped another one. But I will say this. As I was going to watch it, I was watching the Kansas City game. I saw Patrick Mahomes miss a couple of the same throws. So I understand it's not a science. I don't know what an acceptable percentage is. We all expect NFL quarterbacks to just hit a dude when he's open 40 yards down the field. Right. I think as the uninformed fan and the armchair quarterback, we have to realize that that's probably not as easy as it seems. But I will say this. I tell you, I watched Caleb was mic'd up on the last one when he had the game-winning drive, and every time I don't know if I like this. Now you tell me this, okay? So they go into the huddle, right? And he's like, "We're gonna make a play. Do your job. Do your job." He said it every single time. Now, if you're a position player, let me ask you.
You think that he's insinuating that people aren't doing their job?
That's my question. That's my question. I get it. Like, hey, we're going to go down there. We're going to win the game. And I don't know who the 11 is for the backup of the Bears. I probably should know my depth charts better. I know Tyson Bagent, obviously, but I don't know who that third stringer is.
Great
but
first name.
Yeah, is it? Who is it, Jeff?
No, Tyson Bagent.
Oh.
We're so unlocked today.
Yeah.
It's remarkable that we're even here speaking right now.
It is. And, I'm glad that you guys – it's Case Keenum.
Duh. Quarterback whisper.
I loved it, dude. Right when Caleb came off on that last one, he comes up to him, he goes, "Look, dude, the defense is going to get a stop, and you're going to lead us to a game-winning drive. Get ready." Loved all of the stuff that was coming over coaching him. That's what you want to see out there. But yeah, let me ask you this question. So when you go into the huddle, right, it's a game-winning drive, and your quarterback's like, "All right, let's go. We're going to make some plays. Do your job." And he says that every single huddle. Does that give you motivation, or does it be like, dude, what the fuck? Now, let me also preface this with saying, I think Caleb has proven over the last fourth quarter of all of these games that he's driven that he can do the things that nobody else can, and he will do the things to win the game. So, with that being said, how would you view that, Jeff?
Yeah, I think maybe it's a mixture of both. Maybe I can also be an adult and realize that Caleb's trying to fire himself up as well too, and reiterate that to himself so that he's not trying to do too much in any given moment as well. So I think it's twofold. I think obviously he's saying that to be able to motivate the guys and keep them focused, but also to maybe try to keep himself focused as well too.
I agree. Like I said, I think I'm sold, man. I think I'm sold. I'm just sold on a lot of different things. But to your point, his playmaking ability, does he hold the ball too long? Yes, he does. But I think that's just his confidence in not being able to sack. How many times did they have him dead to rights in a sack, and he just spun away? He's a big boy too.
We're talking about North American professional football. Spandy 4299. It feels weird saying that name. I don't know why.
Algorithms all over the place today. Love it. Love all the new people. We are talking about, North American football. So, but I think we can also say on the other side, JJ is going to take some time.
He's a project, dude. I thought he did make some good plays. He made some good throws. I thought the Bears played pretty well, though, as well, too. You can't have the turnovers. So that's the one thing with JJ that I think is the issue right now. Because you can –
I definitely started – go ahead.
I started JJ McCarthy in fantasy.
I started the Bears defense in DraftKings, and the hope was that they were going to get one pick six. I knew they were going to get a pick, just wasn't going to get a pick 6. But, fun fact, as we move into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I also had the Bears and I also had Sean Tucker and still did not win any money. The Bucs headed to the Bucs headed to the Bills 32-44.
Thanks, brother. Have a great day, man. Appreciate you, man. God bless.
If there's anything else you want to talk about, anything else, we do
anything on your mind, whatever you want to speak
political.
on, you're having don't political, stop it right now. Don't
political,
dare.
whatever.
But, listen, if you need some lady advice, obviously we're two very good looking dudes who have done very well in our love life for ourselves.
We've definitely batted out of our leagues.
Definitely.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up.
Without a doubt. I have 3 kids. Tyson has dogs. We're pretty much the same. Moving into the Bucs game, I thought the Bucs played one of their best games they've played in the past few weeks. They just got absolutely face fucked by Josh Allen. He literally just absolutely was Superman out on that football field, and a glorious man who is obviously very accomplished. That was some of the best football I've seen played by a quarterback. Hats off. Sometimes you got to tip your cap and say congratulations. I think the one thing that does give me cause for alarm, first of all, Atlanta Falcons, I know we'll get into this. Second of all, though, I think the one thing that does give me cause because it's so crazy, right? The Bucs, I feel like, are so good at bottling teams up, and they're so bad at giving up big plays. If you look at it, it's just like Ty Johnson catches the ball on the sideline and rumbles for 56, right? Josh Allen flicks the little 40-something yarder that ends up getting caught in the end zone by the one kid who went off. And then it's just like you have these huge runs sometimes. The Detroit game is a perfect example. They bottled up Jahmyr Gibbs pretty much the entire game. What happens? He hits 2 big runs, game over. Last week, Travion Henderson, you're bottling him up pretty much the whole game. They're not really moving the ball. What happens? 55-yarder, 60-something yarder, boom, game is over. And that game was super tight all the way down to the fourth quarter. It was back and forth. The Bucs were up, the Bills were up. It was incredible to watch. And then, they pull away. Josh Allen, Sean's right. Josh Allen masterclass. Hats off to him. That was an incredible football performance. 6 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing. Just crazy.
And Sean Tucker absolutely goes wild.
Yeah, we talked about how even without Bucky, it's still an okay 1-2 punch. You still have in between the tackles, your running back, and then you have your receiving back in Rachaad White. Now Bucky gives you both, so that's the one benefit and caveat to that. And we'll see if he's ready to come back this week. He's got to get hit, man. You can't just go through walkthroughs, and you can't just go through. You said you hope not.
I'm going against Bucky next week in fantasy. Sorry, Jeff. It is what it is, bro. This is why fantasy ruins the regular pure sport. Yeah, I mean, Sean Tucker goes wild. No Bucky, no Godwin. Of course, the Bucs also listening to Jeffrey on the Friday's podcast saying they need to get Baker's legs more involved. We saw Baker scrambling all around. Yeah. Did you take the over on his rushing yards for that prop? No. Keon Coleman. No. Also not playing for the Bills.
$1 million fucking lottery tickets in that none of them had.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, Keon Coleman kind of a sad thing.
Yeah, showed up late to a team meeting. Bench.
Yeah. I mean, and they say it has nothing to do with performance-based, but everybody knows that it looks like he's just having a really, really bad down year. Obviously, he got called out by Steve Smith, who said he shouldn't be a wide receiver in the league, but once again, fuck Steve Smith.
Sean, I'm battling for my life over here, bro. Okay? I'm battling for my life.
Yeah. He's battling for the honeypot. We're not rooting for him for the honeypot. We're not feeling sorry for him about fucking anything. Okay.
I'm not even close to the honeypot. I'm 1 game under 500.
All you have to do is get in the playoffs.
Well, that's a great point. So for whatever reason, ESPN's app is not updating on the actual standings.
Good. I hope it deletes last week, honestly.
Yeah. What's up, Goofy Man? Hello. Goofy Man. Hello.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2.
I'm actually tied with Sonny for the final playoff spot.
I wonder if you have an original account that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then you changed it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Mark's team's pretty crazy being the honeypot as well. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Commanders Dolphins kicked us
Great.
off in Madrid. What a snooze fest of the game. I cannot believe I let Jeffrey talk me putting my hard-earned money into the Dolphins, but it did pay off.
What do you mean? We started off with a winner. Like, how often do we take this early game and we never get a winner? We got a winner. We started off with it. We start off with a green check mark, my friend.
And that was the last one of the day.
That was the last one that we had the entire day.
Goofy man, we're just here talking about some sports, buddy. We're talking about a little bit of sports action right now.
Unless
NFL
there's something you want to talk about, Goofy man.
I don't know if we really have time for that today, but we most
Pretty
certainly
versed in
will look
Goofy,
at the
though.
topic.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
please. And then, so that game sucked. Devon Achane is absolutely incredible. That dude, there was multiple runs where he just got like led off to the right a little bit. And he's like 5-6 yards in the backfield, and he hits one little burst and just sprints ahead, ends up picking up 7 or 8 yards. So I don't know. I thought Achane was incredible. I thought he was crazy. He was really, really good.
Yeah, Dolphins looking good. Well, not really looking good. But
defense okay as well too. You know,
we pretty questionable plays because I remember you saying that, so I was like really honed in on the defense.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say this. I did mention this in our group chat. It's very rare that you watch an NFL game or a football game for that matter, and you feel like both coaches on each side should be fired at the end of the game. And that was the case here. It just felt
also
like
kind of crazy that Dan Quinn felt the need to take over play calling duties again. And and we're going to get another coach on that. Yeah. You already alluded to the Panthers-Falcons. Panthers 30, Falcons 27. Panthers sweep the Falcons. Bryce Young goes off for 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tetris, 8 catches, 130, and 2 touches sitting on Buff's bench.
Yeah.
Buff,
it didn't matter. I have 70
Thanks,
points.
Goofy. Right, I appreciate it, bro. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well. Appreciate
70 it. Points I have in fantasy football right now is the number 2 seed in our league before this week started. And that's with Bijan Robinson scoring 34, something like that. So, you know, between the rest of everybody, I barely have 40 points.
What a game. Crazy. Crazy.
Bryce Young gets hurt, leaves the game. The first like 3 possessions of this, the Falcons literally just went right down the field and scored touchdowns. Bryce Young leaves the game, goes out, comes back. Bijan even decides at the very end of the half that he's going to scamper from there like 30 out of nowhere. And I just don't know what happened in the second half. It just kind of fell apart. Penix goes down. Bryce Young comes back. Ball gets thrown all over the field. Bijan and Tyler are not running the ball anymore. Kirk Cousins looks like he's old because he is.
I didn't see Drake London had this. Drake London went out as well.
Oh, Penix is out for the year?
It looks like it, yeah.
If you could have just done one thing correctly over here, Atlanta, and that's to beat Carolina. Because I'm over here getting my dick kicked in by Josh Allen, and I got to watch you just absolutely shit the bed. Terrible.
Drake London definitely out for next game as well. Penix possibly for the year. Another barn burner of a game. The Houston Texans go into the Tennessee Titans, which people had some balls to take the Texans in this one in Survivor. What a barn burner here. At the end of the day, Davis Mills comes back, gets it done. It doesn't look like CJ Stroud is going to be ready to go. They have a Thursday game this week. So it looks like it's going to be Davis Mills again for the Texas.
Against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Probably not ideal for your playoff hopes. No, you're not, Goofy. You are not. Right now there are 2,500 people in the house throughout all platforms. Just maybe the platform that you're on, and it doesn't update. Let's move it on, Jeffrey, because that game has nothing to talk about. And I will say this, Jeff. I did.
Chad, nice and the meow money. Congrats on that, for sure.
I did take the Packers in Survivor, and I did go through it. Now, this was the first Packers game that I've watched from start to completion with attentiveness. And let me tell you, the Packers are not an elite team. Now, think about what I just said there. Did I say good? No. Did I say elite? Yes. They are not an elite team. Jordan Love actually played decent. His receivers could not catch a cold. They were absolutely garbage. And that line could not get to Jameis Winston at all. I saw an offensive guy bounce off of Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons goes back and looks at the other guy. That team is in shambles, Jeffrey. Shambles. They have no identity. It looks like they lost Josh Jacobs for quite a while. Shambles. Shambles, shambles, shambles. They are absolute frauds. I've been saying it all year long that they, from the eye test, they had too much Riz, too much Jizz. They crowned them when they got Micah Parsons. I'll tell you, the Giants ran the ball great against Micah Parsons. Maybe Jerry Jones wasn't just so crazy after all. To me, Packers, I can't. It was just a bad day for me, man. It was a bad day. The Bears were going up and down, and I'm over here rooting for the Packers. It was shambles all day long. But at the end of the day, we got it through. I knew I wasn't going to use Green Bay the rest of the way. There it is. I might fade them on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I thought Wilson looked explosive though in the backfield, so I think they'll be okay with not having Josh Jacobs. He looked like a 3-down back, so I mean, if you're out there fantasy, he's definitely somebody who you have to target. I thought it was actually really interesting. You're right. Also, why do all the Packers wide receivers wear the Guardian caps on the top of their head? It makes them look like they're on like the Nickelodeon version, like running up the field with like the big head bobblehead things. It's really wild as well.
Was it the Jetsons that had the alien with the big helmet?
You know, though, here's the thing is that with all that being said, and with how bad the Packers have been the past 6 or 7 weeks, they're what, second in the division?
They are.
So
they are, but let's bring this up. Let's see. But
like, I 1,000% agree.
NFC,
they have not looked great at all. I think they missed Jaden Reed. I think they definitely missed Tucker Kraft. I think Christian Watson's got to get a little bit more work here.
But this is going to be the whole thing throughout the NFC North here, guys. Though the NFC North schedule is completely backloaded, right? So they did pick up. Now they go Vikings, Lions, Bears, Broncos, Bears, Ravens, Vikings.
Win. Yeah, they'll win out.
You're such a troll. Dude. You are such a troll. I was listening to Herm Edwards because the Bears' schedule is not much obviously easier on the way out, and Herm's just pretty much you got to win 3. There's 6. You just got to win 3 games. You got to get to 10 wins.
The Bears just need to win 3.
You got to get to 10 wins, and 10 wins will get you in the playoffs. We shall see. But again, the Packers to me are just overrated. Can they turn it around? Absolutely. But I also want to end it on this. Do not compare Micah Parsons to Myles Garrett ever again. Do not tell me he is the best player on the planet when it comes to defensive, because I watched Myles Garrett also yesterday, and that man is an absolute wrecking force. Stop it. Let's move it on, Jeff. Bengals, Steelers. Steelers get the win, but lose Rodgers with a broken left wrist. Jamar Chase happens to spit on Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. Implosion is
respect for Jamar on that. You know, I've never seen that side of Jamar. You don't spit on another man, bro. Like,
no.
Put hands on somebody, sure.
And then you deny
whatever.
Then you deny spitting on him when there's clear video evidence.
We watched you spit on him. Yeah. And then he rocked your shit. But like
the only thing I get out of this whole thing, Jeffrey, is the Bengals implosion is complete for the 2025 season.
Yeah, do you at this point? I know Burrow's in the window and he's practicing, and there's a rumor that he might play this week.
Not this week, Thanksgiving week. I just did the deep dive today, my friend.
My sources, anyway.
He's not coming back. There's no point. I mean, the Bengals are 3-7. Okay, 3-7.
The Hawks Tua girl, I forgot about her. Man, what a quick, that's got to be the quickest rise. She rug
pulled the crypto thing.
Pulled the crypto and then fall that we've ever seen, in the history of social media. Maybe. She started her own podcast. She got signed to companies.
She was a plant.
It's crazy. Whatever. Anyway,
the Bengals are 3-7. They're not bringing Joe Burrow back.
We talked about what this Steelers defense will be when it starts to get colder, when the weather starts to be worse, when it's windy outside, stuff like that. I still really like him. I understand there was a chance to separate from the division right here, and it didn't happen, but they took care of their end of business. And I don't think even, Mason Rudolph is not going to be that different from Rodgers in terms of what you're going to do in scheme game plan wise. It's still going to be run the ball, mitigate with Rodgers here and there. It'll be the same thing with Mason Rudolph, or whether it's Will Howard, who just, I believe, dressed for his first game last week as well. Obviously, national championship winner last year with Ohio State, who they drafted to be a quarterback there too. So
it's going to be very interesting for both teams here because obviously the Bengals have to win out. And they go up against the Patriots next week. Jamar Chase will not be there. He will be suspended. And it's a must win. And let's be honest, you're not going to win that game. So there's no point in bringing Joe Burrow back. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Pittsburgh Steelers go to Chicago. And they're going to be playing the Bears next week with no Aaron Rodgers. First of all, that just robbed us of just a glorious game. Because
you think you were going to win, and Rodgers has historically been amazing in Chicago every time he plays there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I just remember the last time he came out, I own you, and he did, and he does. So, yeah, of course, it would have been a nice little revenge game for the Bears to put that stamp on Aaron Rodgers. You're absolutely right.
I know where your head's at. Absolutely. We've been doing this for a little while.
We got robbed. We got robbed. I think it's going to be very interesting, and it's not boding well for your AFC North playoff picture. Because
really, why?
If the Bears do get the win there, that will put the Steelers at 6-5. Now the Ravens, if they win next week, will be at 6-5, and then divisional play upcoming. I think you would rather have. He's out, dude. He's out. He has a broken hand, a broken wrist. He's out.
It's on his left hand. I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
Leave him in. I could care less. I think the Bears are a better football team than the Steelers all around anyway.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
I think they definitely have you on defense.
That's what I said. The defense is the secondary. I'll tell you, there's not enough moves in that defense to be a playoff team.
Welcome back, Goofy.
Hey, Goofy's back. The defensive line doesn't get pressure. And honestly, though, we started the workouts for some of our guys to come back. So hopefully we get those people back. But once that Bears secondary is fully healthy, it is a good secondary for sure. So we'll see what happens down the road. We had this at, let's see here. Seahawks Rams. We had this as billed as one of the games of the week. Sam Darnold, Jeffrey, your boy, 4 interceptions in this one and still had a chance to win the game.
Insane. And the fact that also the Rams just jumped on them as soon as this game started was, the fact that this game came down to the field goal at the very end was just wild to me. Because Darnold throws 4 picks, you jump out to an early lead, you still get the turnovers, you can't convert on anything, and then all of a sudden they have the ball on the 1 yard. Your punter hits an unbelievable punt.
Punt of the century is what I believe Rex Ryan called it.
The inch. And somehow Sam is able to still come down and get his field goal kicker the same field goal that he had already made earlier in the game. And he
made a 61-yarder earlier?
Yeah. And it just goes wide right. And it's like, I don't know how. Wow. By the grace of God, worked out.
I don't think he has that. I don't think he has an influence when that comes to that. I really don't. I could be wrong. Jeff, what's next here for the Seattle Seahawks? Is it business as usual, or is this a preface of the potential of the demise of Sam Darnold in the Seattle Seahawks?
Well, I think that's always in the back of your head, right? Like, you always know those last 2 games that he played for Minnesota last year. You always know the seeing ghosts with the New York Football Jets. But I think Sam's fine. I mean,
the Rams have owned him. If you look at his record, he has thrown the most interceptions against the Rams his entire career.
You realize how they lost the first game of the year, too, to the Rams, was they were basically coming down. The game was over. And Sam Darnold fumbles the ball. The Rams pick it up and game over. They're literally about to come down and win the football game. So 2 lucky wins for the Rams.
Can I also just say that I really appreciate you thinking that I can remember the first game of the season with the Seattle Seahawks?
That's true.
I really appreciate that. I can't remember yesterday.
They're now 2-0 against the Seahawks. The Rams are. They're 1-1 against the Niners. This division looks like it's probably solidly there. So, yeah, great call by us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what this one, Jeff, where we were at on this one, but the 49ers would in Arizona just demolished the Cardinals. No Harrison Jr., but Jacoby still goes off for 450 and 2 tutties. Why did we not hammer the Niners here? -2.5, I believe the game was.
Yeah, I know we talked about it. It just didn't.
What were we thinking?
It was Brock Purdy coming back. You don't know how it's going to react. There's a lot of things.
Still the Cardinals.
The fact of the matter.
That was a miss one by us.
Yeah, I'll wear that. Okay. I don't know if anybody had Jacoby Brissett coming into this year breaking the record for the most completions in a single game. But if you did, congratulations to you, and you should probably play the lotto. 47 completions, breaking the old record of 45. Incredible. 47 of 57.
That seems like a lot.
57 passes and 47 completions. And his QBR was 23.5.
Wilson with 23. Wilson 15 for 185 yards. Jeff, we talked a little bit about Arizona and Kyler Murray, and they put him on the IR when it looked like he was ready to come back.
Don't get it.
A lot of things. They're done with Kyler Murray. What do you think's next for Kyler Murray?
I was just gonna say that.
Does he go play baseball?
No. I think that
he was like a number 1 pick in the MLB draft.
I do. Yeah, but I still think the ship has sailed. You're going to go from making hundreds of millions of dollars to go to sit on a bus in single A and ride around?
I get that.
I don't see that shit happening. I can see him landing. But
there's also the same. Well, Michael Jordan did it. I mean, there's also that feeling
Michael
of
Jordan was
to
being
be accomplished.
Punished. Michael Jordan did that because he was being punished. Let's be honest.
Kyler will be starting for the Browns. You know what's wild though is I did see that was a potential landing spot.
No, like I think Las Vegas is real. I think that's a real spot for Kyler Murray. Honestly, I wouldn't mind him there. Where are you going if you're the Raiders? Where are you going for quarterback?
The draft.
Who?
I
do
don't
you want
know.
the draft? I don't think there's a lot out there. I would take Kyler Murray in a different situation, different scenario out of Arizona. Too much money though. You got Tom Brady, bro. You got deep pockets. You're good.
It doesn't matter when it comes to the cap.
They're fine.
I mean,
who are they paying?
He is at $46.1 million. That's not too bad.
Who are the Las Vegas Raiders paying? Besides
Max Crosby, Brock Bowers is going to be coming.
Brock Bowers is a rookie.
This is his second year, is it not?
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be coming up in a year or two. You're going to want to get that in before year 4.
I would agree with you on the Vikings. That would be a fun little situation for him with Addison and Hawkinson and the weapons that they have and JJ. But I think O'Connell is just so stubborn that he's just going to keep on riding with JJ or at least that is like he is
JJ McCarthy.
He's
get him fired.
Yeah, he's so tied to JJ McCarthy that like you made the Sam Darnold decision. You drafted JJ higher than anybody else thought he should have been drafted. You have committed to this kid. This is yours. And
right to the unemployment line, my friend.
Well, he won't be unemployed. He'll get a settlement analyst. He'll be an analyst somewhere and then an OC, and it'll be fine. I mean, he's still a quarterback whisperer, right? Like Carson Wentz was still good at certain times this year. It's absolutely ridiculous how good he is. So,
well, we already preluded a little bit to the Browns and some of the moves that they can make. The Ravens did head to Cleveland and beat the Browns 23-16. The Browns do cover the 7.5. I came out of this with 2 things. One, the Ravens are not good. And every improvement that we think that they're going to make from week to week just gets shoved back in the face. Now, I will also give a little bit of pause here that they are going against probably the best defense in the NFL and still hung up 23 points on them. Shedeur Sanders gets his shot after, who is it? The lefty? What's his name? Anyway, Dylan Gabriel goes into concussion protocol, and he gets an immediate welcome to the NFL. The crowd goes wild. He gets drilled. He throws an interception. And of course, everybody's going to come out and be like, this is why he was drafted in the 5th round. And to me, again, I've seen a first round pick do the same exact thing. So let's pump the brakes here on everything. I don't understand the hate for him. I understand that the people don't like the swag and the way he carries himself. I didn't really like the after game things where he just kind of sat on the bench and sulked. Where, Lamar was looking for him and the other coaches were looking for him, just, hey, good game, whatever, congratulations, whatever, give him a pep talk. Didn't want anything. And then he also didn't go into the locker room with his teammates. Now I get it. And he comes up to the podium afterwards and says, I don't like losing. This is on me. I don't, when I'm involved, I get all that. And that's what you want to hear. But to me, it just seems like the team is not bought into him. I don't know what the deal is, whether it's just the office, whether anything, but you got to remember, they also traded up to get him. I don't understand what's happening in Cleveland. I don't think anybody's ever understood what happened in Cleveland when it comes to their quarterback situations. They also mentioned a lot of times that this is the offensive line's first time that they've ever heard his cadence. That's not going to bode well for anybody. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It looks like Gabriel is going to be out this week with the concussion protocol. So we'll see if he gets some first team reps and we see the improvement. I mean, the kid's got talent. We know that. And I'm always the biggest proponent of you need to give kids time in the NFL. You can't expect them to come in week 1, year 1, and just start lighting up. It's few and far between, and very few and far between. Even further is sustainability if they do it first year. We saw CJ Stroud. I don't even know if we talk about Trevor Lawrence. Jaden Daniels regressed a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the Browns are going to brown at the end of the day.
I do love that we just skipped over the Jacksonville Chargers game as well too. It's pretty funny. One quick little bow to put on this thing.
I don't even have it on the outline.
Yeah, you just instantly block that out of your entire mind, which is just very. I know we don't need to. It's very apropos. Good. Just to finish this thought process on the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell and Chad mentioning that the Cardinals did the same thing where they drafted Josh Rosen and then they immediately turned and drafted Kyler Murray. That is true. But the difference is it was a regime change, right? So when Rosen got drafted, there was a different regime there as opposed to when Kingsbury came in and said, I want Kyler Murray in my offense as my quarterback. So that was just the disconnect there. I do think that Kevin O'Connell is just going to lean into this and stick with JJ as long as he possibly can. The Shedeur stuff, I think you're being a little harsh on him. I think this is a absolute thing about Kevin Stefanski, and I don't think Stefanski had Shedeur ready to play. I thought he was absolutely unprepared, and that's a problem. And I think also, for whatever you want to say about Shedeur, you don't really hear his teammates say anything negative about him ever. You don't hear anything in terms of like it being a locker room problem. When they asked him after the game, how it felt, he said that it's been tough because Dylan Gabriel is the starter in Cleveland. And having the fans try to call for him is unfair to Dylan, and the entire fan base needs to step behind Dylan and support him as the starter because he is still the backup. I thought those were kind words. I thought those were words that didn't necessarily need to be spoken, but they were. And I think it shows good leadership as well, too. So props to Shedeur.
How am I being hard on him?
I just think you're being a little bit tough on
him. In what form?
Well, I think that you said that he sulked on the sideline. He didn't walk into the locker room with his teammates. You're insinuating something about him not being a good teammate through his body language on the sideline.
I said for whatever reason, it just doesn't seem like the
you can say for whatever reason, but you're also saying that he's not a good teammate by saying
absolutely not. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I just said stop shitting on the kid previously. Like, I think he's done everything right. I think he's handled everything appropriatly. I really do. I think that he gets undue shit on by this organization for whatever reason. Just like I said, you drafted up to get him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a Stefanski thing. I think Stefanski has like bucked this in terms of I don't want this kid. I have my own plan. I'm smarter than you are. Yada yada yada. And like I said about Stefanski, we cannot. Kevin Stefanski should not be trusted in terms of evaluating quarterbacks.
So, do you think that Stefanski was forced Shedeur Sanders?
I think this is
He wanted Gabriel, and they said, "Listen, you can have Gabriel, but you're also going to take Shedeur Sanders. You're going to let him battle it out."
I think Shador was a pity pick, yes, and a pick that wasn't wanted by Stefanski because he didn't want this dynamic right now that they have, and I think it
Which
happened
does make
anyway. And
sense. Yeah.
and here we are. Also, right? So like we talked about, they start with all these quarterbacks on the roster, right? Obviously, Sean Watson goes down. Obviously, Joe Flacco. You trade Joe Flacco. You trade Kenny Pickett as well to create room in this quarterback room for not only the guy that Stefanski wanted, but also the guy that you went ahead and took in later on in the draft. So I just think there's a big disconnect there in Cleveland. I think this will be Stefanski's last year, personally. Also, a couple
At the
different
end
things.
of the day, they are ruining a generational defense, wasting it.
Myles Garrett and Jim Schwartz as DC as well too. Incredible. They're so good.
4 sacks this
Baltimore,
game.
Baltimore is also not good. I like I've said, like if they were getting drugged by
They
Cleveland,
just look like a team that's waiting to put it together still.
they were
And that's what
down
we're
by
all
2
expecting.
scores.
Yeah.
And you put the Browns up 2 scores, you're like, oh, this should be a win.
Well, no, yeah, I guess with the
defense,
Yeah,
you're like, okay, like,
yeah.
how are they gonna catch up?
Well, the first thing I would say is a pick six.
Well, yeah, but if you're the Browns, you should be able to just like,
hand the ball off to
Jansen,
Junkins and run
you
the
know
clock.
what I mean? Like you run the clock, like keep your defense off the field, keep away and win the game. But I guess we always say defense doesn't prevent anything ever as well.
One
too.
of my pet peeves.
You got to keep
Bears
on
show
going.
that again.
I don't think Baltimore's a good football team. But I can see why they still have them favored to win the division. So,
well, yeah, when you're only a game behind the Steelers, and everybody still is expecting Baltimore to look like they used to, and that's what everybody's waiting.
We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. Just like we haven't seen it with Kansas City. Just like we haven't seen it with Buffalo. I mean, like Josh was great, but their defense is still trash. They still cannot stop the run.
Well, you mentioned
get great pressure.
Patrick,
yeah.
You mentioned Patrick Mahomes. Well, he did go into Denver and hangs the L, 19-22. Kelsey, nice resurgence today. Mahomes did look definitely shaky. Had a really bad interception down there in field goal range.
Terrible. Goofy, who's your football team? Let us know.
Yeah, I don't think this is so much about the Broncos. I know everybody's like, the defense is good. Okay, they lead the league, and I do believe sacks and pressures and sacks. And Bo Nix has, I guess, sparks, this, that, and the other. I mean, I guess there's some times that he does look good, and then sometimes he does look bad. I think they're just giving the head coach, Sean Payton, a little too much credit here, a little too much juju, and that's why I think we rank the Broncos so high. But at the end of the day, they're 8-2, so it's hard to go against it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I know that you're waiting for the epic fall of the Broncos.
God, I can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah, I don't know. And listen, they're winning games without Surtain, without their best pass rusher too. So, and they're beating Kansas City, and Kansas City's desperate. The problem is, like, you can look at this box score, and first of all, without J.K. Dobbins, the Denver Broncos are in trouble. R.J. Harvey is not a between the tackles runner. It seems to be more of a gadget player this year. I get that Bo, definitely dispersed it around to a bunch of different guys. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different players caught balls. But if I'm looking at this box score, the number one thing that jumps out at me is the Kansas City rushing attack. You had 14 carries total the entire game. One of those was a tush push by Patrick Mahomes. Kareem Hunt had 13 carries. You had a chance at the trade deadline to go get a Breece Hall, go get a running back, somebody that's going to help out that backfield. You decided not to. This is squarely on the GM, in my opinion. And yeah, they just weren't good enough in high leverage spots and situations. And we're so used to not. Hey, Goofy, thank you so much for being here. Have a great one. We're so used to seeing Patrick just always get it done. They're what, 0-6 in 1-score games this year. after being like 12-0 last year. I think I saw some crazy stat like that. So eventually you regress back to the mean, right? We've seen it even with Minnesota. We've seen it with Indianapolis in recent years as well too. Now all of a sudden you have the Broncos who are benefiting from this run and on this incredible just win every game somehow at the very end. But at the end of the day, the Broncos are still the team that's struggling to beat average teams, in my opinion. I mean, if you, I understand they're 9-2, right? But you beat the Titans in a close game, right? You barely beat the Eagles. You beat the Jets by 2 points. You beat the Giants by 1 point. You know, the Texans
Well,
game,
I will say
we
this.
know you should have lost the Texans game. You somehow got saved by it. And then you go in and who was they played last week? The Raiders. They played last week, 10-7. Like,
Well,
they can't keep on getting away with it.
I'll say this. Came from a couple of big coaches. You don't apologize for wins in the NFL. You just take them.
It's tough to believe in karma when a guy like Sean Payton is going on this kind of a run. That's all I'm
going to say. The Sunday night football game, Jeff, was an absolute snooze fest. I don't know. Maybe you enjoyed it. I went to bed. Lions 6, Eagles 16. You know, I did see the terrible pass interference call to end.
Lions scored 9.
Oh, I have it at 6.
Depends on what time you went to bed.
I guess so. Yeah, okay.
I haven't seen the AJ Brown play call. I was at work all night. I didn't really get to watch a lot of this game, except I had a guest that was sitting at my table who had a Darren Sproles jersey on. He had no view of the game, so I pulled my phone out and streamed it for him the entire time for the entire 2.5 hours that he was there. So I got to see bits and pieces up through my phone sitting on a table, but
it's kind of crazy though. Honestly, I get it, but you never know what alert it's going to pop up.
I know it's true.
What
I thought about that after I gave it to him, but I was like, whatever, man. I don't really care.
But like I said, the end of the game, the terrible pass interference call, just whatever. A lot of missed calls I did see across the NFL, but that's going to happen. At the end of the day, Lions get the loss. Again, Eagles win another scruffy game. AJ Brown finally gets involved a little bit. You talked about that, about Sirianni, forcing those things. But yeah, at the end of the day, Lions down, Bears on top. How long will it last? Who knows? But Bears fans, enjoy it while you have it.
Yeah.
To close this up,
just real quick, I did think that Philly would be much better offensively in this game, and they weren't. And that's very concerning. A lot of the things that AJ said are 100% on point.
He's not wrong on anything. The offense is terrible. Offense is terrible.
We talked about the reason that we liked Philly in that spot is because it's Jared Goff outdoors. Also, outdoors and cold is not good, Jared Goff. And what he was.
Did you like the over here?
I thought that Philly was going to get to score at least 25 points for sure.
So yes, you were on the over.
I didn't bet the over at all. But earlier in the week, I did like the over until I saw all 10 people that I knew who went to this game absolutely freezing their ass off, bundled up as firm as they could be. So
nothing like a good cold game.
It was what it was, but yeah, Goff went 14 of 37 with a sack. His QBR was a 9.5 on the game. Not great.
Nope.
And that's why it's so important for them to have home field. That's why it's so important for them to play in a dome in the playoffs and not be in these outdoor cold weather games, because I don't care who's calling plays. Jared Goff is not good in the cold or outdoors, especially in the wind.
To close this off, we got Cowboys Raiders tonight. Cowboys favored by 3.5 here, Jeffrey. It seems like a spot line that's obviously very easy to take. Cowboys should roll, but that line has not moved one bit.
Yeah, it has not. A lot of people think that this is just the best Cowboys play ever.
Oddshark has Vegas to win.
Not one of them. I think this is a great bounce back. Coming off that loss where you give Brock Bowers one target after the week that he had before against Jacksonville, I would suspect, playing this Cowboys defense, that Brock Bowers will have a game tonight.
We shall see. We shall see. Real quick, rapid fire on the NCAA football front. Florida, Ole Miss. Florida goes down 24-34. They were looking good there for a while. Just can't stop the run. No Lane Kiffin announcement, even though that was all of the rumbles and all of the things that Sunday was going to be the Lane Kiffin announcement.
I told you until I hear the announcement, until the pen is on the paper and the contract is signed.
But I also didn't realize that Ole Miss also put a new extended contract in front of him as well, and he has not signed that.
Of course. He's
So
weighing all of his options, and I get right. What's the thing? Like, his daughter's going to law school at UF now.
Is she?
Yeah, I was with. So we. By the way, if you ever
breaking news here on the Uninformed Fan, the Jets are benching Justin Fields for Tyrod Taylor, who had a better QBR than Jared Goff last week. But yeah, whatever. Sad.
I mean,
I don't even know why I feel bad. But I think that's just pressure. I think that's just absolute pressure. Pressure from the media, pressure from everyone else to think that Tyrod Taylor is going to give you a better opportunity. Maybe he does. Maybe
Can we say this too? Aaron Glenn has done a really bad job this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to tell you, we went to Food and Wine at Swan and Dolphin on Saturday night, and I know you got a bunch of connections. You probably get free tickets. Tickets are about $200 a pop each. I will tell you this: we got blessed by somebody, so we did not have to come up with that out of pocket. But if I would have came up with it out of pocket, I think it is worth it tenfold. It is an incredible time. Every 5 feet you walk, there's a vendor with some kind of either food or drink for you, and it's lined up just everywhere outside. There's a live band, beautiful, the sphere graphics that they have going on out there. It was an incredible time, great time. Highly recommend it. You and B would absolutely love it, by the way, too. So if you get a chance, try to slide.
I didn't know they did their own thing.
They do it. It's like one weekend. It's on a Friday and Saturday, and it's obviously they make money off the patrons who come, but it's also for them to showcase their place to their large corporate clients as well too, in different things that they have. So like they had a champagne room full of champagne and accoutrements and different stuff like that, and then they also had like a espresso martini cart.
Nice
stuff everywhere. It was really, really cool.
Nice. Florida State played this week. I didn't find them on the
34-14. Yeah, it's tough. What's funny is that this is how poverty the ACC is that DirecTV no longer carries the ACC network.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why would you? It's not like you're watching any must-see TV over there. I'll tell you some must-see TV that did happen this week. Jeffrey, South Carolina at Texas A&M.
I give you your flowers about UF was in the game. They
actually, I never even gave you a chance to comment on the game. You went straight into Food and Wine.
You didn't, but I was transitioning there because we went to Food and Wine to people who are really diehard Gator fans. And so we were able to kind of have it up. And then after we went to Kitty's to watch into the game as well, too. And Florida plays hard. I'm not looking forward to this game in a couple weeks. I think it's going to be tough, to say the least.
This is also the first time that Lane Kiffin has ever beaten Florida. Yeah. Kind of crazy. I did mention South Carolina, Texas A&M. Texas A&M down 30-3 at half. Incredible. Come back and pull the upset 30-31-30. I'll tell you, I was very upset, Jeffrey. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was jumping in the shower, jump out. I see that I was watching the game, and I saw Texas A&M go down and score, and it was 30-10, and they were plus 350 on the money line. So I'm like, you know what? I'm hammering this. So I go to log on, can't log on because of my VPN. Go pause the VPN, go back in, try to place the bet. Then it says that I'm logged out of my account. By the time that I got back logged in, Jeffrey, they already had the ball and scored again.
I put out, they were down 30-3, and I go, boys, we're about to hammer this A&M line. And I look, and it was plus 600. And I was like, what?
What's
they're
never happened?
By 4 scores.
It's the largest comeback in SEC history.
I'm like, they're down by 4 scores at half, and you're giving me plus 600 on the money line? How is that even possible? So I just ended up passing on it because I was like, fuck you, Hard Rock. Yeah, like, y'all are whack. Man, Nick Harbor catches that touchdown to put them up. And then did you see the moment with the cop in the tunnel?
Yeah. Of course, that's all anyone is talking about.
Well, I mean, it was a really bad look by the cop, too.
Dumb. Stupid.
Like, you see 4 players walking through there. What makes you think that you should walk in between them, shoulder check one of them, and then turn around and yell at them? Like,
it's not like they're going into
stop
a
perpetuating
area.
the stereotype to a fucking T, dude. Like, ridiculous.
Stupid.
So yeah, I thought that was really bad. But I mean, Texas A&M, there was a point where we're like, are they going to cover? Like, are they really going to cover? Lenora Sellers will look great in as a Miami Hurricane next year, I'm sure. They're going to throw him a bag to come in and play QB. So,
well, let's rapid fire here. The rest, Jeffrey, I got to run here pretty quick. Oklahoma gets it done in Alabama, 23-21. Some serious playoff implications there. To me, this puts Oklahoma in, and Alabama still gets in as well here.
Okay. It'll set up some interesting matchups here. Like what happens at the SEC championship game. Alabama's got to roll into Auburn. And that's always going to be kind of a weird one as well, too, because you're playing.
I'm just saying, as it sits now, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. As it sits now, neither team can afford another loss. A 3-loss SEC team is going to be very tough, which that will be Texas, who loses to Georgia 10-35. You absolutely called this one, said it was going to be boat race. I think this will knock Texas out regardless, just simply for the way you might have had a case for it if it was 35-32 on a last-second field goal. But when you lose by 25 points and you now have 3 SEC losses, with one of them being to Florida, that's going to pretty much do your playoffs in.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And last one, Notre Dame did go into Pitt and made a statement, 37-15. They will be in the playoffs. Sure. I mean, they look like a great team. So, regardless of their schedule or whatever I have to say about them, they still look like a good team, and I guess they deserve to be in there.
It'd be interesting if Miami wins out.
I would love to see I would still like to see the play-in game. Give me a Texas Notre Dame for the last spot.
Like I said, you kind of get that when you have conference championships. The problem is that,
well, if they're in the same conference,
the problem is that Notre Dame doesn't play in a conference.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Did you see their next year's schedule, by the way?
Who, Notre Dame?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we just got bumped off their schedule.
It's even worse. I mean, this is egregious, Jeff. Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State. Oh, this isn't the full one. Where's the full one? 2026. There it is. Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Navy, Miami, SMU, Boston College, Stanford, Syracuse, and USC.
Yeah, we were on there too, but we got removed because
this shit's got to stop.
We got to play 9 ACC games now when you're in the conference. So,
yeah. Anything to wrap us up with, Jeffrey? We appreciate everyone sticking around through the technical difficulties, all of the fun stuff that it takes to get this wonderful program to you guys.
Nah, we'll see. I don't know. I'll try to do a show Friday, I think, from Boston, and Monday, but we'll kind of play it by ear and see what happens.
We shall see. Make sure to follow the socials, Twitter. That'll be where everybody gets to go. Buff, good to see you as well. Hey, did you see the comment? So, Buff, your comment after I made that, I was literally just laughing out loud. Absolutely.
I pictured the way that you said it too.
Yeah,
like the vigor.
Yeah,
vitriol.
Buff's team looks a lot like last year.
Why'd you buff or buff? Why'd you buff? Why'd you sit Tetra? Just curious. Anyway,
I didn't see who was it. Yeah. Anyway, gotta run. Everybody, we'll be seeing you next time.
Be great.